Hello, my fiery friends. Welcome to another awesome and fiery fun stream. I'm your host, the Infernoman here, and hopefully you're having a wonderful day wherever you are at. So, we're, of course, nearing the end of Lorwyn Eclipsed. Man, it just feels like we only just got started with the set, but as, of course, time progresses, we'll be getting ready for the next set literally in a couple of days. So, before we kind of talk about Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles and how much that's been dividing the community, what should we play instead to end our trip here to Lorwyn? Well, I'm glad you asked. So without further ado, let's just jump into it right now and show exactly what we're going to be playing with today. All right, hold on one second. Am I there? Am I there? Yay, yay. Okay, awesome. So without further ado, join me today in the Brawl format for a 5-color, just giant pile of elementals. Literally, this is going to be called Oops, All Elementals. So, as always, whenever we do these videos, whenever we do these live streams, so of course I'm going to break down the whole deck for you, explain every single card as best we can. This is going to be a long one, by the way. But otherwise, once we're done there, we'll play as many matches as we can in the best of one Brawl format here. We're going to play it, of course, on budget version. Then we'll upgrade the deck a little bit later on into the stream to see how much more stronger we can truly push this deck if we really want to go all out. Slade Smith, hi, hello, my fire friend. Good afternoon. How are you doing today? Hope you're having a wonderful day wherever you're at. And thanks again for joining us here. Okay, so we're going to get started, of course, with the stats of the deck first, because longtime viewers of the channel know how we do it. We got it about the stats of the deck before we dive right in. So, Oops All Elementals is a 5-color pile, as I mentioned, with an average mana curve about 3.0. We're rocking 30 creatures in the deck. 25 of them are pretty much elementals. We have 14 instants, 10 sorceries, 5 artifacts, 5 enchantments, a single planeswalker, and 34 lands. So, we're building our whole deck around one of the precons from the set. The other precon we actually didn't touch upon until now, which is going to be Ashling the Limitless. This is a 5-color elemental sorcerer that's 2/3, and it reads, elemental permanents you cast from your hand gain evoke 4 as you cast them. Whenever you sacrifice a non-token elemental, you create a token that's a copy of it. The token, however, gains haste until end of turn, and at the beginning of your end step, you have to sacrifice it unless you pay Wooburg. So, whew, that's a lot to do, but if we can manage to have this go off, this is actually a pretty sweet card. So, we want to basically just double up, triple up what we can with our tokens to hopefully just go crazy with Ashling and its ability. However, in order to do so, and also thankfully because we are an elemental deck, excuse me, we're actually going to be we're going to take advantage of that with another card that kind of allows us to kind of cheat a little bit on the deck itself. So this is actually 101 cards instead of 100 cards. So thankfully, because of the companion mechanic, because we're going to totally be a little dirty with that today, we're going to take advantage of Kahira, the Orphan Guard here. So the Orphan Guard here is a legendary creature, Cat Beast. It's a 32, and it says, with companion, each creature card in your starting deck has to be either a cat, elemental, nightmare, dinosaur, or beast card. This has vigilance, and it gives every other one of our cards, every one of our creatures that's an elemental here, +1/+1 in vigilance. Now granted, this is of course not an elemental itself, but it does of course give us a little bit of a freebie, so we're just going to throw it in as kind of like a free roll for the deck. Why not? Why not? So that's where we're at with that. Otherwise, going into the 1-drop slot here, we have, of course, a little bit of support. We have cards that will help blink stuff back and forth with Cloud Shift here. You exile a card and then bring it back to the battlefield under your control. So this can help us kind of get around Ashling's expensive ability if we want to make sure we keep some of our permanents on the field. Restoration Magic here is going to be our catch-all protection spell, protecting any one of our permanents, giving hexproof and indestructible, and you can scale it up as you need to, give ourselves some life, or just give our entire board state permanents we control hexproof and indestructible until end of turn. For spot removal, we'll have cards like Source of Plowshare by exiling a creature, Bone Shards here by making a discard a card to sacrifice a creature to destroy a creature or planeswalker. One of our first honorary elementals in the deck is going to be Changeling Outcast here. This creature can't block, but it also cannot be blocked, so gets us some free damage in the early part of the game. Urborg Repossession here just brings back for us a creature card from our graveyard to our hand. We can kick it to again get also another permanent card back to our hand, which is nice. Vat of Rebirth actually goes really well with this deck because of how it's designed. So with Ashling the Limitless here, since we are going to be sacrificing a lot of cards, this of course will trigger off the Vat of Rebirth because this will put counters on it. Once we put 4 oil counters on it, we can then tap it, pay 3, and then bring back any creature card from our graveyard to the battlefield. Sorcery speed, but it still works really, really well with the game plan. Occam Hellhound here is an elemental dog. Landfall, which just means that anytime a land we control enters, this dog gets a nice +2/+2 pump until end of turn. Brave the Wild here is one of our few ramp spells in the deck, but we have plenty of options to get around our land base. So this helps us, of course, dig out a basic land. If we want to bargain, that means we bargain by sacrificing either a token, enchantment, or an artifact, and then doing so, and then one of our lands can become a 3/3 elemental. So it kind of works well with the deck. Dawn Blessed Pendant here. So anytime we have a permanent that we control of the creature type we pick, which is going to be in this case elementals, we can gain 1 life. At any point in the game, we can sacrifice this artifact to bring back a target card of the chosen type from our graveyard back to our hand. So this can help us recur a couple things. In the 2-drop slot, we're going to use Personify here, so it kind of works the same way as Cloud Shift here. Just exile a creature, bounce it back to the battlefield. In this case, however, we also get to gain a Changeling token out of the deal, but again, pseudo-protection, or just more shenanigans with Ashling's ability is what we want. Sedri Shelter here, so this can either be a protection spell in a pinch, or again, it could be also a land. Mana Leak here, because we are all in 5 color, we're going to get a little bit of the best from each of the colors. In this case here, one of our counter spells, unless our opponent pays 3. Bitter Triumph here for more spot removal. We can either discard a card or pay 3 life to destroy a creature or planeswalker, similar to the Bone Shards. Chandra's Ember Cat here, one of our few ramp cards in the deck that's actually really sweet, perfect for our deck here. You can only tap it, however, for red. However, you can also only spend that on Chandra planeswalkers or elemental spells. Either way, works great for our deck. Speaking of more ramp, we have also Flame Braider here. I love what this card does for elementals. It's a bard here and an elemental that's a 2/2, and then you tap it to 10, add 2 mana of any color combination. You can only cast this, of course, to use for elemental sources or spells, but again, since our whole deck is based around that, that's perfect for us. We can also kind of go slightly wide here with some Rawl's Reinforcements, so this creates for us 2 blue and red elemental creature tokens, so it helps again with some of our triggers we need. For more ramp, we'll use cards such as Newfound Adventure / Farseek. Into the north are going to help us out here, and Shared Roots. All of these help us dig out lands that we need to and put them onto the battlefield tapped. Shared Roots digs for us out a basic land. Into the north is for snow lands, and Newfound Adventure / Farseek allows us to just dig out any plains, island, swamp, or mountain and put it onto the battlefield, even if it's not a basic. Leafkin Druid here is again more ramp for us, just similar to again Ember Cat and Flame Braider. We'll also utilize here Tangle Fluorohedron. So this can either be a tap land if we needed to, or in some instances we actually do want to have the elemental enter, so that way we can get it either again as a mana dork, maybe a chump blocker, whatever we need to for it. We also are going to have another counterspell in Dovin's Veto. This is uncounterable, and then we can counter a non-creature spell. For some more spot removal for artifacts, enchantments, or planeswalkers, Fracture will be great. Brushfire Elemental here, so another one of our elementals can get a +2/+2 pump, same to the Hellhound, as long as again we have a land enter the battlefield, and then creatures cannot be blocked by this with power 2 or less, so this is actually really sweet for us. Sneaky Toilet, good afternoon, my fire friend. Hello, and how are you doing today? Hope you're having a wonderful day wherever you're at, and thanks again for joining us. Oh, hey, hi, and hello. Sorry to catch you at this hour because I'm about to go to sleep. Oh, okay, well, I still appreciate stopping by. If you got to sleep, I mean, hey, you do you, my fire friend. Don't worry, there's always going to be another stream, but I still appreciate you popping in just the same. Doing well, and what about you, sir? I'm actually doing pretty good right now. It's actually now, it's baking hot where I'm at now. Now it's actually like, it feels like summer weather. So I'm actually sweating from where I'm at right now, but it's all good. I got the fan on next to me, and of course, we're just going to start our live stream here. As you kind of notice, of course, we're doing Elementals, our final live stream focusing on Lorwyn before we get to Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles in a couple days. But thanks again for asking for that. Always appreciate you stopping by, my man. Thank you. Where were we at here? Oh, yeah, that's right. So Botanical Brawler, so another one of our elemental warriors. So this is a trampling one. It enters with counters on it, 2 +1/+1 counters. Anytime 1 or more +1/+1 counters are put on another permanent we control, if it's the first time counters have been put onto this permanent, put another one on this creature. So it just helps us just, again, slowly build up some value. Not too many cards in our deck care about +1/+1 counters, but it is an elemental, so we threw it into the deck. Voice of Resurgent is going to be a great card for us here. So for this one here, anytime an opponent casts a spell during our turn, and when this creature dies, we get to leave behind an elemental token with its power and toughness equal to the number of creatures we control. So as the game progresses and we go wider, this will get bigger and bigger. So this is actually pretty sweet for us to kind of hose some of our opponents that try to get a little too cheeky with stuff on our turn. Arcane Signet here is a mana rock for more ramping. Swiftfoot Boots, mostly just put it on Ashling here so we can keep it alive and just make sure we give it hexproof haste. Wear/Tear can again be more artifact enchantment hate. Banishing Light here is more of our catch-all spot removal, just take care of any non-land permanent we don't want to deal with. Sometimes there are more instances where it's better to exile something versus just having it destroyed and leave the battlefield. Flock Imposter here, kind of like, see this is more of like a pseudo creature / protection spell. So it's a bounce effect. It's a shapeshifter, it has changeling, it has flash, and it has flying. Wow, actually has a lot of sweet relevant abilities. Either way, the creature enters, you bounce back up to 1 target creature we control to our hand. So, for example, if Ashling is in trouble, we actually can use this to bounce it away and then give it, again, another shot to be recasted. Speaking of recasting things, we have Vesper Lark here. So Vesper Lark here is a 3 mana 2/1 elemental with flying. When this creature leaves the battlefield, bring back a creature card with a power of 1 or less from our graveyard to the battlefield. So this can bring back a bunch of other things. You're going to have to be mindful again of what has power 1 in our deck. Not too many things, but the ones we can bring back can still give us some more value overall. Cloudkin Seer here, simple elemental wizard. It enters, just helps us draw a card. Celindy Visions here digs 6 cards deep for us to either get out an instant or sorcery card and put it into our hand, or if nothing else, it is a land. You find the Villains that are one of my favorite counter spells because you can either use this as a counter spell, although it is expensive at 3 mana. Still, if you don't need it, you just simply draw some cards and just kind of filter through your deck. We do need some raw card draw, so we're going to throw in Phyrexian Arena for this deck because we are 5 colors, so we might as well take advantage of this ability. So at the beginning of your upkeep, you lose 1 life, but you also get to draw a card. Sundering Eruption here, it's either going to be land hate, or again, you can use it as a land if you need to. Chomping Changeling here, we don't really have any actual elementals to destroy artifacts and enchantments, so might as well throw this in again for more value against our opponent. Overgrowth Elemental here, this actually goes really well with our deck. Whenever another creature we control enters, put a +1/+1 counter on another elemental we control. Whenever another creature we control dies, we gain 1 life. But if that creature was an elemental, put a +1/+1 counter on this creature. So little by little, as the game progresses, helps us gain life, stabilize, and get bigger. Spelunking here in a 5-color deck is absolutely awesome, but it is actually pretty essential. When this card enters, draw a card and put a land card from our hand onto the battlefield. We don't really have that many caves to make the 4 life gain work, so that's very situational. Otherwise, lands we control enter untapped, so this is perfect for us on a budget. Risen Reef here is one of our most powerful of 3 drops here. This is just a pure elemental, Simic, 1/1. When this creature enters, or another elemental you control enters, look at the top card of your library. If it's a land card, put it onto the battlefield tapped. If you don't put that card into the battlefield, put it into your hand. This card is one of the best cards you can either clone, copy, or just whatever you need it to do. This card just gets super bonkers once we actually even get more than 1 copy out. It can really help us go off with our whole game plan. Patchwork Banner here. When this, of course, enters, choose a creature type. Well, of course, we pick elementals, gives all of our elementals +1/+1, and of course, it's a mana rock. In the foreign drop slot here, we have Realm Sketching here. This is a card you should definitely not underestimate because it allows you to create a token that's a copy of target artifact, creature, or land. And keep in mind the way it's worded, you can also copy your opponent's stuff. So don't feel like you are stuck with just your things. You can copy what your opponent has and maybe take advantage of that for your deck. Graveshifter here, again, another honorary elemental because it's a changeling. When this creature enters, bounce back a creature card from their graveyard to our hand to help us recur. So it does count as an elemental. If you evoke with this, that's actually pretty good value to help us, again, just kind of recur things over and over again. Excuse me. Now, as far as helping us survive against certain decks out there, we have Crippling Fear as one of our wraths, and it's a one-sided wrath. You choose a creature type, we pick elementals. Creatures that are not elementals then means they get -3/-3 until end of turn. So this helps us, again, stabilize. Felder Profane here, a little expensive for a budget deck. I think this is going for like $5, but again, you do need this because it's helpful for you. It's either a land in a pinch, or again, more spot removal. Champion of the Path here, a situational elemental, but it can be very powerful and can help us end games. 4 mana, 7/3, elemental sorcerer, and you have to behold an elemental and exile it when you cast a spell. Whenever another elemental you control enters, it deals damage equal to its power to each opponent. When this card leaves the battlefield, bring back the exiled card to your hand. So this can help us just slowly but surely burn out opponents if we can chain together just enough elementals to make it work. Chandra, Novice Pyromancer here, one of our only planeswalkers in the entire deck, but it's actually really, really good for our deck. You either take it down to add 2 red mana, take it down 2 times to deal 2 damage to any target, which we don't care about, but realistically, the tick up for 1 is the best option here. It gives all of our elementals +2/+0 until end of turn. That's amazing value and perfect for our deck. Scampering Scorcher here. When this creature enters, create 2 elemental creature tokens, and then gives all of your elementals haste until end of turn. Can be a great way to finish if you manage to go wide enough in a game. Thicket Crasher here, another one of our situational elementals. This elemental rhino is a 4/3 and has trample, and it gives all of our elementals we control trample to help us push through damage. Twin Flame Travelers here is another one of our key cards and one of our best cards here in the 4-drop slot. This is an elemental sorcerer. It's a 3/3 of flying. It says, if a triggered ability of another elemental you control triggers, it triggers an additional time. So you can get some actually bonkers turns if you can get at least a single copy to stick on the field. Omnath Locust of the Royal here, one of the best teamer elementals you can definitely have. Legendary creature, 3/3. When he enters, it deals damage equal to its power. Equal to... Oh, hold on, sorry. Words are hard, by the way. When Omnath enters, deal damage to any target equal to the number of elementals we control. So based on how many creatures we have, this can do some really massive damage, either to face or to a key creature we also don't want to deal with. With its landfall ability, anytime a land we control enters, put a +1/+1 counter on target elemental we control. If we control 8 or more lands, start drawing cards, because it'll be a card draw engine at a midpoint in the game or late part. In the 5-drop slot, one of the classic elementals here, Muldrifter here. Flying 2/2, it's 5 mana. When it enters, draw 2 cards, or you can evoke it for 2 and get some more value that way. The evoking ability, remember, you don't have to actually pay the 4 color cost. You don't have to pay the 4 that Ashling has if, for example, you have a cheaper version of the evoke ability. So Muldrifter here for 3 mana gets crazy good value with Ashling out. Omni Changeling is a 5 mana 0/0 shapeshifter with Changeling, but it also has Convoke, so you can actually tap down other things to make this cheaper. But realistically, this comes in to make a copy of any creature on the battlefield except it has Changeling. So this would be, again, excellent value for our game plan. Shimmer Creep here, which is, again, has, ooh, that's really disturbing art, by the way. Okay. Anyway, moving on. Shimmer Creep realistically is an elemental. It's a 3/5 with Menace. It has a Vivid, which means that as this creature enters, each opponent loses X amount of life, and you gain X amount of life, where X is number of colors among permanents you control. So if you have at least 5 colors out, that means you can drain opponents for 5 and gain life of 5. Can be, again, sometimes some small increments here, but good value. Speaking of good value here, we also have Fury. So Fury is also an extremely strong card for us. 5 mana, 3/3 legendary Incarnation with Double Strike. When the creature enters, deal 4 damage divided as you choose among any number of creatures or planeswalkers. So you can kind of mix that up however you need to, just kind of blow away the board. It can be a small wrath in some instances. And of course, when you start swinging with it, it can do heavy damage. If, of course, you can use the evoke ability with Ashling, that can be an insane amount of value wherever you're at in the game plan. Zendikar's Royal here, 5 mana to create, of course, some 2/2 elemental creature tokens whenever a land we control enters, so it helps us go wide. Cavalier of Thorns and Elemental Knight, one of the few rares we can put into the deck here, or I should say mythic. 5 mana, 5/6 Elemental Knight with Reach. When the creature enters, reveal the top 5 cards of your library, dig out a land from among them, onto the battlefield and put it in tapped, and then the rest go into your graveyard. If this creature, however, dies, exile it. If you do, put a target card from your graveyard onto the top of your library. So this is great value at any point in the game to help us just keep our game plan going. Ashling's command here, 5 mana, Kindred instant with Elemental. You pick 2 of these abilities. Either create a token of a copy of an elemental you control, draw 2 cards, create 2 treasure tokens, or deal 2 damage to each creature target player controls. Because this is great value here for what we're trying to do, and this is, again, amazing for our deck. We don't have too many of the incarnations, but the ones we can do, we try to squeeze in on a budget here. So the best other one we can afford is going to be Catharsis, but it's a pretty good one. 6 mana, 3/4 elemental incarnation. If you cast it for evoke, it can either be a mix of Boros, or it could just be double white or double red. If double white was spent to cast this, whatever you do, you get to create 2 1/1 Kithkin creature tokens. If you cast it on red, then that means creatures you control get +1/+1 and haste until end of turn. This can also be a great way to finish off your opponent at any point in the game. Eddie Merc Crab here is an elemental crab, 5/5, and of course it's 1 less to cast for each instant or sorcery card in your graveyard. This creature will enter tapped if it's not your turn, however, so be aware of that. However, when this creature enters, tap out the 2 target creatures, because that means they can get some good blockers out of the way, at least hopefully if you can make it a little cheaper. And then finally, at the top end of our curve, it's not that expensive based on its mana and what its ability is, so we'll talk about this. 9 mana, which is very expensive, but if it works, it's a flying 5/5. When the creature enters, if you cast it, return all non-elemental creatures to their owner's hand. So this can be basically a great one-sided pseudo-wrath to blow away your opponent's stuff, clear the board, and give you a free swing. Hopefully this should be a way to end the game. If you want to make this cheaper, its primary ability is what you want. The spell costs X less to cast, for X is the greatest mana value among elementals we control. So if you can get this at the cheapest, it can be a 2 mana Wrath, which can be extremely a hard blow to your opponent. Now, before we get started, as far as the mana base is concerned, it is literally a 5-color pile of just everything. But we are going to use a couple of snowlands to help us, again, mitigate our abilities. So that means 3 snow plains, islands, swamps, mountains, and forests. And then we'll throw in all of these snow duels. The reason why we want snow duels is we want to make sure we can maximize the value of not just shared routes, but also Into the North and Farseek. So that means we're going to be utilizing here all of them: Glacial Floodplain, Snowpeak Sinkhole, Ice Tunnel, Volatile Fjord, Sulphurous Mire, Woodland Chasm, Highland Forest, Alpine Meadow, Arctic Treeline, and Rimewood Falls. For more ramping, we'll use Arid Archway, which can help us again bounce back maybe a spell that we want that's actually as a land for the moment. Command Tower, of course, is a staple in any command deck, especially in a 5-color deck. Demolition Field for non-basic land hate. Eclipse Realm, Secluded Courtyard, Unclaimed Territory. We name, of course, elementals, and that means we can then tap this mana for any of the elemental colors we want. For fetch lands, we'll use Escape Tunnel and Evolving Wilds on a budget. And finally, Volatile Fault is pseudo Demolition Field mixed with Escape Tunnel, and that is otherwise the whole deck for you. Whew! Okay. Dang, I'm just so out there when I do those. But again, thanks again for hanging in there, everybody. So of course, let's get to the more fun part of this video. Let's of course play this deck on a budget. Let's see how well we can do in the Brawl format, and don't worry, we'll go over the upgraded deck a little bit later on. So hang in there for that, everybody. But let's do it. Oops, all elementals. Does this budget pile that I think is now, what is it? I think this is like 12 rares or less, and it's actually only going to cost you like 65 bucks to put together. I don't know if the actual pre-con is better than this. I haven't had a chance to look at it, but I think my version can do pretty well on its own. Let's find out. Okay, wow, we have a lot of black cards, and we have got a lot of ramp. All right, looks a little clunky, everybody, but we're gonna try. I think we can still hopefully draw into our stuff. We're fighting against Rhea Ivor, Bane of Bladehold. It's a Phyrexian Knight with Battle Cry. Beginning of combat in your turn. Next turn, deal combat damage. Okay. Okay, so they will make mites eventually. Start with the Evolving Wilds. Not the most exciting land, but hey, we'll make it work. Swamp, Dross, Skull Bomb. Alright. So I think first off, we need to get that black source. Alright, let's get out our black snow-covered swamp. Okay, into the north is not too bad. So for that, we'll have Demolition Field next. If they play a utility land, that might help us out. We'll see. They draw a card. Okay, opponents, nothing yet. Okay, got a Dovin's Veto. Still nothing yet for either one of us, so it's slow going, but we'll get there. So in the meantime, how's everyone's week been so far, everyone? Hopefully you all have been having a good time. Whatever you may be up to. We will now hit Escape Tunnel. Let's dig out a basic. Let's get a green source. So get the forest. Nice, we got a plains. Okay, so for here, into the north. So this now helps us again get out a duel. So we need something here. We have a black source, but we need also a red source. So I think Sulphurous Mire probably might be your best option here. Nice. And then, we'll wait because we have a Crippling Fear. Hopefully if they can put a couple more options on the field, we can just blow away everything. Alright. Opponent is going to start pinging us. This is fine. We have plenty of time, everyone. It's okay. Plenty of time. Okay, here comes Rivor. Okay. Alright. They make a token. Oh, nice. We got the command tower. Okay, so now we have everything we need in terms of stuff. All we just need to do is survive the hits. What do we want to do first? I think the Crippling Fear before they go out of control. It probably doesn't really matter that we're going to name elementals, but we'll still do it anyway. Elemental. Nice. Okay. Board is clear. We will bone charge this. We'll throw away the Dovin's Veto for now. There we go. Nice. Okay, so the board is clear for the time being, so that buys us time. Okay, opponent. Show me what you got. Another plant. Still no non-basics, but okay. I guess we're just going to have to work with it. Hallowed Priest. Okay. So it looks like I'm going to try to do some life gain and drain. Maybe. We'll see. Shared Roots is not too bad. So for this, how do we want to do this? I guess we'll play Ashling the Limitless now. Shared Roots. Keep the ramp going. We'll get out a blue source. So now we have everything fixed. Perfect. So now what we want is, I don't know, maybe Shimmer Creep can help us stay alive. Ideally, I would love Kahira to come out. But I don't know if our opponent has removal, wraths. I guess we'll find out here. Currently, opponent has 25 life. They haven't taken any damage. They have 5 cards in hand. We're down to 3. We are down to 22 life, though. So they've taken the first couple hits. It's all good, though. Satiable Avarice. All right. 1 more cards and taking damage. Okay. Opponent's all in on the basics plan. Interesting. Good strategy against us, but we'll see if we can get around it. Cobra Waltz. Okay. So I'm guessing they're just going to keep trying to reuse stuff. I wonder if that means they actually have actual removal. Alright. No swings, of course, from our opponent yet. Got another swamp, so here's what we'll do. Bring in Kahira. We swing with our Ashling. Okay, I guess they called her bluff. It's okay, everybody. It's okay. I meant to do that. Alright, so Rhea Ivor comes back. Kaya's Ghost Form. Okay, so they now have protection for it. And the counters are going to start building up. They're going to start making a lot of mites. So what they want to start doing, I'm guessing, is they're going to start trying to hit us with all the stuff. Another swamp. Okay. So. Twin Flame Travelers for there. Alright. So here's how we're going to do this. We're going to evoke it. I want that value. Look at that value, everyone. Oh my goodness. Drain, drain. Another copy. Look at that drain. Nice. That's what I'm talking about. Oh my god, we did it! Oh, wow, that was awesome there. Woo! Now that was a win out of nowhere. I actually was doing the math in my head. I was like, wait, did that help us win? It did. Nice. Ashling and, well, Twin Flame. What a combo. Oh, that was sick. I definitely got to highlight that for our surprise wins for the year. All right. Well, that's off to a good start. What you think about that, everyone? Hopefully you all like that one. I don't know if we're going to be able to pull off goofy combos like that, but you can see the power of Ashling when you evoke stuff definitely can be wild there. We, of course, had everything kind of line up perfectly there. I know we're probably never going to get that lucky again. I mean, with the Vivid mechanic, the Life Gain and Drain, the evoking with basically quadrupling up all of that into one, really, really came into its own. Feel good about that. Feel good. All right. Well, okay. Let's see if we can keep the good times rolling, though. So, okay, so we got the Thunderflux, so that'll be good later into the match. We have a Spelunking, which is fantastic, by the way. So we're definitely going to keep this hand. Spot removal. We'll put the tree line in first. So I think Vraska is definitely a tough card. I will say that. We have definitely fought it. We've played with a couple of Vraska decks in the past. Snow Covered Mountain. Okay, so that's cute. Mountain. Play Spelunking first. Comes in free, of course. We'll draw another card off of that. Opponents. Oh, opponent, you actually have spot removal for that. No, don't blow it up. Let us have it. Being able to have all of our duels come in untapped is huge for a budget deck. Opponent's thinking, though. I swear, if they blow it up, I'm going to be so angry. Actually, I'm mostly going to cry. I tend to be a bit of a crybaby. Okay, Highland Forest. Nice. Untapped. Okay. Let's see if we can do this. Opponent's still thinking. Tevye Cox. Hi. Hello, my fire friend. How are you doing today? Thanks again for joining us today, and hopefully you're having a wonderful day wherever you're at. Okay, you're just in the middle of us getting to our second game for today. You're playing Magic the Gathering Arena, playing some Brawl, casually, by the way. I forgot to ask everyone. I realized as of today, it should be Ninja Turtle pre-release. Again, I'm still not feeling the set overall, mostly just because it just feels like a slightly better Spider-Man. But for those of you that actually do like this, and if you are planning to, let me know, everyone, who is going to pre-release for Ninja Turtles. I'm curious to know what you're all doing. Pick Elemental, by the way. Okay, so, let's see. We don't need to do anything just yet. Actually, wait, no, hold on. Can we do it this way? No. We're going to wait. It was tempting to put an Ashling now, but I don't know what our opponent's going to do. I'm pretty sure that they're just going to wait until Vraska can be ramped out. Alright. Sinkle. Having things untapped like that is huge and helps us out a ton for the deck. So, play Ashling the Limitless now. If they do have an answer, Flock Imposter could just literally bring it back. We're going to wait a turn. Opponent, don't you dare. Don't you dare, opponents. Okay, they do have removal. Okay. So for that, we will Flock Imposter. Bounce back Ashling to our hand. Okay. Crisis averted for now. But that's, see, this is also why I wanted the Flock Imposter. So it helps us out just a smidge there. Got around their removal. A little expensive though, but okay. If our opponent blows us up, so be it. That's fine. That I'm not worried about. Okay, Floodplain. Let's do it this way. Finding the old gods. We should be able to get rid of things here now. So this is going to be nice. Slowing down the ramp. Okay, say goodbye to your Arcane Signet. Oh, Nature's Claim. Okay. So they did have a technically removal for the Spelunking, but I guess they held off thinking we would have something else. So I guess that works out for them. Alright, so we're going to bring also Kahira in. Swing. Actually do some damage. Down to 20. Alright. Okay. Omni Changeling. Kahira. Meow meow. We will swing with our Flock Imposter. Maybe? Oh, they got more removal. Okay, so we lose our companion. Not a huge deal. That I'm not worried about. I just want to at least get some value with Ashling and just go off from there. Okay. Ooh, summon Primal Odin. Alright. They destroy a creature. But, in response, say goodnight. Huh? Huh? You like that joke. But seriously, okay. The knight is gone. So I guess their deck is focused on just spot removal and making us instant lose. Ew, that's a little bit of a... That's a scary thought. But let's see if we can get around it, though. Let's see if we can get around this. Okay, so Ashling coming in. And let's see. We'll do it this way. We will evoke for 3. Nice. There's going to be a huge amount of card draw here. Okay, so look at all that card draw. Woo! Nice. Okay, Meadow. Wait, can we cast this? Oh, okay, we can cast it with the Evoke. Okay, I was trying to figure out, like, wait, how do we cast this? Oh, okay. There we go. And then another Bowl Drifter. Okay. Man, that's so many cards. Okay, so I think we're good here. Down to 21. We lose all of our tokens, but that's a small price to pay. We got a ton of value now here. Okay. So, what do we get rid of, though? We don't need Brave the Wilds. Let's see here. Keep the Sunderflock. I don't think we need the Wear and Tear. And throw away the Sundering Eruption. Okay. We should be good here. We got a really solid hand of value. So, even if our opponent starts going wide with Vraska, blows up our Ashling or whatever, not a huge deal. Okay, back to the command zone. It's all good. It's all good. So here's how we do this. Twin Flame Travelers. Here we go. Risen Reef. one of the best cards for this deck. And look at that value. Value train still coming. Come on, deck. Okay, good. Got some good cards there. Couldn't keep going with that, but that's okay. Opponent's down to 3 cards. I don't know how much more spot removal they have. Ooh, Vorinclex. Okay. A little scary, but that's okay. We have ways of getting around him. No. Take the damage for now. We actually can make our own Vorinclex with Realm Sketching, so this is actually going to be hilarious right here. First off, though, we need to Tangle Floral Hedron. Nice. There we go. More value. Okay, so from here, let's see. Omnath. There we go. Double triggers, takes out Vorinclex. Say goodbye. Nice. Awesome. Okay, so from here, we can then play Scampering Soldier. This is also great, too. Even without Ashling, we are getting double triggers still. Look at that. All the cards are on the world. Yes! We're just going to start pumping. And pumping. And there we go. Our opponent has had enough there. All right, all right. Yeah. Oops. All elementals, everybody. This is just too good. Oh, man. All these new elementals together are just absolutely bonkers. What a powerful deck. Feeling good about that. Feeling good. All right, again, let's keep the good times rolling. Let's get our wins in today, everyone. I'm feeling really, really about this deck. I know we've only gotten a couple of games in, but how are we all feeling about it? So far, on a budget, feels pretty solid. Now, granted, of course, we are running a little hot. There are going to be probably some moments, and when we get to them, I'll point them out about what the flaws are for a deck like this. But otherwise, it definitely feels pretty awesome. All right, locking in.
It's time to
yeah! All right, okay. So, let's see. Swiftfoot Boots, Flame Raider. All right, we can go. This is pretty good. We can ramp into things with this. We can make things work. Opponent is playing Dynadrine, Synthesis Amalgam. Oh, we actually played this card a while ago, way back when it was, when we were playing Edge of Eternities. Pretty cool card, though. It's pretty awesome. So as we're finishing up Lorwyn Eclipsed, for those that are watching live or on the replay, what was your favorite cards from this set? What will you, I don't want to say miss, because I mean, you can still play with the cards whenever, but I know me as a content creator, I'm going to have to sadly move on to the next set. But that does, of course, that does have me asking that question about what all of you are looking forward to. Or let's see, what do you enjoy from this set? What have you enjoyed, I should say? Words are hard for me right now. I have hiccups right now in my stomach that I'm trying to get through, and I also have a bit of a small cough that I'm trying to still get around. All right, so for here, we will Ashling. We'll play our Fjord. Pass. Okay. So if our opponent right now doesn't have any removal, might as well start going wide while we can and start digging out stuff. So hopefully we can just go nuts here in a bit. I just need to get the Swiftfoot Boots down, and we can slowly start building up more value. Okay, Unicorn. Okay, they're going to get bigger. Okay. Okay, so it looks like they're getting the ramp going. Each land is a forest. Okay, that's actually helpful for us. That's actually really good for us. So, tap land. We will... Okay, Overgrown Elemental. Nice, on Ashling. Trailblazer. Let's get our value going. So we swing here. Does our opponent block? Yes. No. Maybe. Alright. Early damage down to 22. Opponent's at 4 cards. Commander has not been cast yet, but we might as well start putting in ours. Shimmer Creep here provides for us some good value once we start getting this going. We'll see if we can evoke it. Maybe that'll help us out a bit. Koski. Okay. Opponent's going to start doing their swings if they want to start drawing cards. Ooh, Dragon Sniper. Okay. Okay, opponents. Okay, I see your game plan here. Okay, okay. They swinging and swinging. Okay. Interesting choices, though, but okay. Dang. I have to actually do it this way. Sloth goes bye-bye. Toski does get to draw a card. Ooh, Sunderflock. This will be helpful. But before we get to that, let us... How do we want to do this, actually? You know what? Let's do it now. Let's Sunderflock. Bounce away everything. Nice. Down to 12 opponents. And with a Sunderflock out, oh man. Opponent, you have basically one turn to stop us here. Sunderflock is a gnarly, nasty little thing. Literally a one-sided removal piece. And our opponent does not want anything else to do with us. All right. 3 wins in a row, everyone. We're looking really, really good right now. Nice, nice, nice. Okay. So, deck still feels great. I am happy with how Elementals turned out. I mean, again, if you are interested in this deck, don't worry. At the end of the stream, we'll put up, of course, the link if you want to play the version we played today here. Nice and sweet for us. Cookie, I see you over chatting over on Instagram there. Hello, my fire friend. Good afternoon. How are you doing today? Hopefully having a wonderful day wherever you're at. Cookie saying over on Instagram here on the chat. Yo, Infernoman, can't stay, but have a fun stream and good luck. Well, thank you again for that. Sorry to hear that you can't stay, but oh, yeah, I totally get it. I still appreciate you popping in just the same. Take care and have a wonderful weekend, my fire friend. Good seeing you as always. Okay, where are we at here? Okay, so we got a good amount of lands. We got a Grave Shifter, so if we want to bounce things away, it's all good. Grandpa Hillbilly, hello, my fire friend. Good afternoon. How you doing today? Hope you're having a wonderful day wherever you're at. Thanks again for joining us again. Even though I didn't make it to, of course, being able to get to early access, I know you're one of the few that actually did play with early access for Ninja Turtles. So while you're here, if you don't want me asking, how did it feel for you playing Ninja Turtles in early access? Did you like what Ninja Turtles did? Did you not like it? Did it feel clunky? Let me know. Curtis, hello, my fire friend. Good afternoon. How are you doing today? Hopefully having a wonderful day wherever you're at. And thanks again for joining us. Not so fast. Did you add a roaming throne? Not exactly. So, as always, you know, I have to play the budget version first. But we will throw in roaming throne in the upgraded version. Actually, did I actually put in one? Wow, I'm actually second guessing myself now. I'll have to check that in a bit. But I swear it has to be in there. All right, for now, we'll check in a bit. I guess we'll play Ashling for now. We're going to start getting those double triggers going off in a bit. What we need, though, is... I need another land for the Binding of the Old Gods. Although, we might still be a turn away from that, at worst. It's a great set, you say? Okay. So, definitely better than... Definitely feels better than Spider-Man, am I correct? I mean, it definitely cannot be worse than Spider-Man. But okay, good to know. Good to know there. Okay, Chomping Changeling. Okay, I have nothing else, so at least this blows away the Haunwoods. Say goodbye. Down to 23. So our opponent has a very, very scary card that we are, of course, going to have to find a way to get around. But however, if we block, that means we have to deal with another combat phase. So we got to be very careful as to when we do this. Ooh, Yaris coming in. Eek. This is not good. On swinging still. Can't block still. We'll have to take the 8. Otherwise, we deal with more combat triggers. Okay, but we are running out of time. Okay, Twin Flame. Oh, dang. We're not getting our lands this time. No! I thought we were going to get lands, but this one might be a non-game. Wow, we can't even play anything. Can we? Oh, jeez. All right. Dang. Okay. Opponent. No attacks. Dang, we have to discard a card. This is so clunky. Okay. Obviously, if we don't get it this turn, we are dead. Let's see. I forgot. Does this trigger only on itself? Oh, when it becomes blocked itself. Oh, never mind. They have enough cards. Okay, fine, opponent. You got us here. They got us here. They swing with everything. No surprise. Obviously, we block here. Well, we have to do it this way. We survived to literally 1, but we're not going to win. Alright. They flip open the Vengeful Creeper. They made a Morph deck, which is kind of cool, but yeah. This doesn't do it. No concede. Man, that stinks. Kind of a non-game there, but that's okay, everybody. I mean, that's our first loss for the day, so it's all good. It's all good. Just shake it off. Try again. Grandpa, I had a lot of fun playing this TMNT. Okay, well, that's good to hear. I know a lot of people are arguing back and forth. I'm still working on my video that does discuss Ninja Turtles and how we're all feeling. And I was going to try to be as truthful as I can. I did wait to make the video, though, because I wanted to do it a couple weeks ago, but waited until we got the whole set of cards. Spoiler, and here's the ugly truth. Even though I don't want more Universes Beyond cards coming into Magic the Gathering, at least Ninja Turtles looks a little bit better than Spider-Man. Spider-Man just felt like, no. But at least Ninja Turtles feels a lot better. If nothing else, I mean, I do like Ninja Turtles as just in general, so I'm being hopeful. I'm going to try to be optimistic, and hopefully that should be enough for this. Okay. We'll keep this hand. So it's a little meh, but it's okay. So here's Meyer. We need 1 green source. 1 green source, and we can pop off with this. Oh, nice. The command tower. I'll take it. Leakin Druid. There we go. Okay, they're playing with Halia, so it's going to be life gain all day long. Curtis, let's hope it doesn't give trample. Oh, yeah. I mean, I realize I waited a little long to answer that, but yeah, it's okay. That game was not going to work out for us, but it's all good. We will take 3 damage here, making sure we hit our land drops. Let's see here. We'll do Risen Reef. All right. Come on, Risen Reef. There we go. Let's get that plan off. Doing our ramp. So with Ashling hopefully out, we should hopefully be able to just go with our opponent's stuff. Okay, Lightning Greaves, of course. Not surprised. It's okay, though. We can deal with the Lightning Greaves. We have an answer for that. So that's not a problem. Alright, so Brave the Wilds. Okay, that's cute. Let's see. How do we do this here? I want Ashling to start getting value for us, so let's do that. Okay. You find the villains there. That's cute. Creeping Trailblazer. Come on. Ramp. Nice. As long as we can keep the ramp going, we'll be able to outdo our opponent here. We should have enough to then get Binding of the Old Gods and other stuff going. Oh, they're playing the Hair of Pan. Opponents. What a dumb game plan. Come on. Oh, okay. All right, they're playing the Gimmick deck. So that means we need to blow away their stuff pretty quick here, or else we will lose. On the other hand, if we get a Sunderflock, that would be the best way to blow out our opponent here, but I don't know if we're going to get to that in time. We could try. First off, Binding of the Old Gods. Lightning Greaves goes bye-bye. Now it's free. And then Overgrowth Elemental. Just gain life. Hopefully this should be enough. We'll put it on Ashling. There we go. More ramp. We will Brave the Wilds, but we'll only just make our land drops. So let's get out. What do we want to get out? Get out an island. Okay. No attacks yet. We're just going to try to start building things up. So we just need an Ashling's command. We'll use this to draw some cards. And maybe just... Oh, 2 damage to each target creature, target players. Okay. This actually might be the key thing to help us win. Okay. Okay. I think we have an answer here. If our opponent goes out... There we go. There we go. Okay. I'm hoping right now we can just blow out our opponent here with Ashling's command. This will be insane. Okay. Okay, let's get out our... You know what? Let's get out Arctic Tree Line. Opponents, I'm about to end this man's day. Okay, so here, 2 damage. And then, you know what? We'll make a copy. Risen Reef copy. Blow him away. Oh, that was so good. Come on, deck. Let's go off. Get some creatures there. Nice, nice. Okay. Let's get Brushfire Elemental do its thing. All right. We're doing it. All right. Flame Braider. All right, keep the good times rolling. We're doing it. Okay. Now in a good spot here. Much better. Okay. Yeah, it should be good. Opponent, do you block? No, you don't. Take that. Back down to 18 in a much more manageable state. Okay. I know they can rebuild, which is going to be annoying. Very annoying. But at least we've slowed them down enough. Chandra's Embercat. Okay, that's cute. So for here, we will... You find the Villain's Lair. Draw 2 cards. Oh, there we go. Okay, it's game over now. Okay, this is perfect. So we'll throw away Chopping... Well, actually, throw away the Arena and the Signets. Okay. Aw, opponent! We were about to blow you away there! Okay. We got there, everybody. Oh, man. I was going to get so tilted there if we had to deal with another Heir Apparent deck. But okay, we got them. We got another legit win there. I'm happy about that. Okay. Looking at the clock, let's see if we can get one more on the budget. And then we'll play the non-budget one. So we'll see how far we can really push this deck once we really kind of go off. But so far, even on an arena budget, Elementals, 5-color, Ashling definitely has what it takes to hang in there. I'm happy with it. I'm really happy with it. Okay, so with that, let's see. Opponents. What opponent will we getting right here now? Hopefully we get something good. So while we're waiting for our next opponents, again, for those of you that are new to the channel, whether you're watching live or on the replay, as always, if you are a fan of what we do, if you like budget decks in any way, shape, or form, show some love and please like, follow, and subscribe wherever you watch the content so you don't miss on any of the gameplay, booster pack openings, deck techs, and so much more. And of course, every week we try to do at least a couple of streams showcasing some of the most fun, jankiest, and craziest decks I can put together on a small budget for Arena and even for paper players out there. Also, if you want to support us beyond that, we do have a Patreon, or for free, just join our Discord and be part of our group of fiery friends as we grow and grow. Any and all support you can provide for us helps keep this channel going, and all links, of course, will be located in the details below when we are done with today's stream. So thanks again for joining us today, everyone. We really appreciate all of you. All right. So, meanwhile, opponent is playing, okay, more token shenanigans. It's okay. We can get around that. As long as we can ramp. As long as we can ramp. Okay, so, let's see. We just need a couple of our key pieces here. We should be fine. Johnny's welcome. Okay. Live game is going to be happening soon. Okay, nice. We did get a green source, so that helps us out with Brushfire Elemental. So let's get some early damage in. Start hitting our opponents. And again, for those of you who haven't seen already as the posting of this, there is still time for you to put out there your vote for which Ninja Turtle you want us to start building a deck around. That is still a thing, so be sure to check that out, everybody. Currently, right now, I think the winner is going to be, for the first of our deck techs, it's going to be built around Mikey. So it looks like y'all wanted to vote on Mikey, Mutagen, +1/+1 counter shenanigans, which I'm happy to oblige. So, here's hoping that's going to be fun. And I think the second deck all of you picked was a life gain deck with Leonardo. It's totally cool. Okay, so from here... Okay, so... How do we do this here? I think... Just want to get some value here. Okay. Okay, so for here... I didn't really get much value there. Okay. Didn't quite... Okay, I realized I didn't calculate that well. It's all good. It's all good. Block there. Okay, Johnny goes down to 2. Life Tree Duo is still in it. Damn, okay, we really need, though, at least one more land, and we could definitely start going off. Any land would be great for Twin Flame Travelers. A lot of strong cards in TMNT. So I've seen. And I will say also, from what I've seen with the set is... Actually, there's a lot of good reprints. Surprisingly, a lot of good value from the set. So I'm actually somewhat impressed with that. Okay, so from here... Oh, wait. Oh, jeez. I totally forgot that's actually not up to power. Okay. Okay. That was my fault. That was my fault, everyone. Okay. I can see I'm not paying attention right now. I probably should be paying attention to the game. Here's how we do this. Cavalier Thorns. So we're going to evoke this. And hopefully we get some value here. Maybe. Opponents. Okay. We're just doing this again just to get all that value we want. We can also reuse our cards, so... Alright. Doing some ramping. The evoke does trigger off now. So we put on top... Okay. Before we mill some more, we will get out a command tower. Nice. And then... Exile Cavalier Thorns again. We will play Herborg Repossession. And then let's see. We'll get the Mole Drifter. Okay. Not too bad. Okay. More value here. So from there, we will then get... Okay, well, this has actually been kind of nice. We'll get back the Repossession again. Oh, we didn't. Okay. Oh, that's right. It's because it was a token. That's why. That's why we couldn't do it. Okay. Well, either way, it's all good.
Yourself and you shall win.
We'll blow away the Life Creed duo, and hopefully from there we can just go off. Twin Flame Travelers is nice too. Okay, we just have a lot of options. We just need to get around that Life Creed duo. It's not the scariest thing, but I want that thing blown away. You got both commander decks from the sets? Nice. I was still a little conflicted. I'll be honest. Again, like, it's... I want to like the set, but at the same time, I'm also kind of pinched right now my budget. So I ended up canceling my pre-order of the box, because realistically, I probably should be buying booster packs right now. But at bare minimum, I did decide to pre-order and pick up the commander deck. At bare minimum. It is what it is, though. Maybe if we have time next week when the set does officially come out, I might crack maybe a couple of boosters. But I don't know. I feel this is one of those sets where it would probably be best for me to save my money and then buy just a couple of singles of my favorite characters. But again, I am going to, for those of you that don't know, our next video is not going to be a deck tech. I will be discussing the good, the bad, and the ugly for the upcoming Ninja Turtle set. There are some things I will admit are pretty awesome. Mostly it is just the flavor. There is some love and care put into this, and it does feel like there was more effort for this than Spider-Man. But there's, of course, reasons why for that. On the other hand, I'm just not a fan of the aesthetics with the set and the upcoming Marvel set. But the ugly part about this is also, I don't know, it feels like the draft environment is going to be a little clunky with this set when it comes out. At least that's what I feel. All right. Any case, enough of me rambling. Let's get back to the game. Casting Binding of the Old Gods. Blight Curse is definitely better than Elementals. Oh, yes, I agree. I've seen the lists. I've actually seen some people play the precons. The Blight Curse deck is really, really good. That's actually, I would say, one of the best precons I've ever seen made by Wizards. So that's definitely worth the money if you want to buy it. The Elementals one, again, seems fun, but it just... I think the weakest part when they do 5-color decks is they really need to do a better job with the mana base. That's pretty much one of the reasons why I don't really buy too many 5-color precons. Wizards of the Coast kind of... They definitely kind of cheese... It's really bad on the value for the lands. Ninja Turtle one does look kind of good, though. Life Duo down. Okay, so from here... Johnny... Okay, down to 2. So they can't tweak it for now. They can tick it up if they want. Yeah. The lands are, again, it just kills you. Ironically, from what I've seen with the Ninja Turtle precon, that actually has a really... Well, it's not great, but it's actually a much better mana base than the Elemental one. Although there were still some questionable decisions, even among all of us that probably know mana bases. They still could have done better, but it at least was a lot better than the previous one. Okay. Opponents, you there? Hello? Opponents. You there? I'm guessing because they didn't get to their 5th land, they can't get an Elspeth, so they can't start going off with counters. Nor can they cast that to blow away Ashling or anything else we're going to have. Okay. Opponents? Did you give up? Or are you disconnected? Oh, okay. I mean, free win? Yay? I felt a little bad about that because I felt like we could have had a good game there, but oh well. It happens. It happens. Not a big deal. Any case, you know what? Let's move on now to our real star of the show. What if we take the time to upgrade the elemental deck? You can go absolutely crazy with the upgraded version. But there is, I think, let's see. So for now, it's going to be mostly kept the same. There are going to be some cards I am going to change up here. Hold on one second. I don't know, did I actually put in Roaming Throne? I don't remember if I did. Hold on. I don't know why, but I feel like I didn't do it. Did I put in Roaming Throne? Oh, that's right. You can't. Because if you're playing, it has to be all elementals because of Kahira. So that'll be something I'm actually going to point out right now. So if you want to keep Kahira here, know that you cannot play Roaming Throne in the deck because Roaming Throne by default is not an elemental. Now, if you take out Kahira, you can put it in. It's not essential, but this is going to be one of those where I'm probably just going to say right now, it's up to you as a player if you want the companion. Personally, for me, while it's not essential because it doesn't really give you that much of a benefit, just a +1/+1 pump and vigilance, but it's nice to know that you have guaranteed one creature always in your hand, if you will, that's also going to be there. Also because it's a little, not going to say, it does feel a little cheesy because this technically means that this deck is 101 cards. So one extra card sometimes does make a big difference in Commander. Just an FYI if you actually do want to keep a companion. Although I'm sure some tables probably get a little annoyed with you. FYI. But Grandpa Hillbilly, yeah, TNT deck has so much better land base. That's kind of the reason why, honestly, I bought it. But also, I'm going to say it right now. I'm sure somebody's going to hate me on this, but I don't care. I do like the deck overall, at least in the essence of Commander. Ninja Turtles is perfectly fine. I have no problem with Universes Beyond sets in Commander, mostly just because Commander is literally just like a free-for-all of just everything and anything, which is also the reason why I have a lot of Universes Beyond cards. Like I have the Sonic cards, I have the Hatsune Miku cards, I have upcoming Fallout cards, I have also the, what do I have also? I have the Street Fighter cards too, because those are fun. But having them in standard is where I kind of draw the line. But again, I'm going to keep that for my rant video that I'm going to put out Tuesday or Wednesday, depending on how long it takes me to build it. Any case, rambling for today aside, let's actually talk about now our upgraded version of the deck. So we're going to do some couple tweaks here and there to the deck. We're going to add in basically a lot more of the more powerful elementals. So the curb here looks completely janky now, but there's a reason why. Because we're now going to throw in a lot more of the better elementals that really kind of help have the deck go off. So we're going to throw in Yarok Desecrated. Now helps us just double up our triggers. So even though we can't use Roaming Throne, Yarok's the OG and works perfectly with our deck just as is. So we're going to have that. We're going to throw in some more values such as cards like Null Drifter here. It is an Eldrazi, but it's also an elemental and it has Annihilator. So with haste, that can give you at least something to just make sure you get rid of. We're going to throw in all the incarnations that we can muster up and put into this deck. So Catharsis. Also, we'll have Deceit. We have Emptiness. We have Wistfulness. And we have Vibrance. We'll also throw in some of the other mores besides Fury here. We'll throw in Cavalier of Dawn. It's an Elemental Knight. Wow. Did I actually collect this version of it? The art is so trippy. But okay. Still works for us. Cavalier of Dawn. We have Cavalier of Night as well. So these may look kind of hard to cast because triple black, triple green, triple red, but because of how the mana base is designed, these actually shouldn't be too hard to cast once we actually get our mana base fixed up. Oh, speaking of also upgrades here, we're going to throw in Omnath Locus of Creation, so we have the other Omnath here, the 4-color one, still awesome for us. You don't need the other Omnaths. The 3 and 4-color ones should be just enough for this deck. In terms of other upgrades we're going to throw into the deck that helps us out here, we'll throw in, of course, Biza. So Biza, again, just for stabilization. It's an elemental elk, so it grades for us, again, some ramping, card draw, whatever we need to if we're behind. In terms of other upgrades, since we are going to be taking care of a lot of tokens, we're going to throw in Caretaker's Talent. So this is going to replace our Phyrexian Arena. It's more expensive, but also you can use this again to just help kind of create tokens of other things and help get more and more value. So that's actually in the deck. Otherwise, other upgrades here, we have Mossborn Hydra. So this can give us another win con for us, because once we start getting Landfall to go off with Risen Reef, you'll have a giant Hydra that'll definitely be able to push through damage no matter what. We're going to throw in, of course, the Scoundering Stormstole. I think this is, what is it? This is the Spider-Man card. Which one is it? I don't know, Sandman? I think that's what it is. This should be Sandman. It's a sand elemental villain, so it should be sand. Again, more value for the deck, provides for us another bigger creature for us, so that's the reason why it's in here. Otherwise, in terms of other upgrades here, we'll have Bramble Familiar, a stronger, rare, another Mana Dork for us, but also has an adventure side that can help us, again, just get more value in when the game progresses. So those are most of the upgrades here. I don't think we have anything else that's like super crazy out there, but that should be most of the good stuff that we have. Oh, of course, we'll throw in Moonshadow. With all the sacking we'll get from the Evoke, Moonshadow will become a bigger and bigger creature when the game keeps going. So that's also going to be in the game. We'll throw in 3 steps ahead, so we cut You Find the Villain's Lair for a much more flexible card draw spell, and also can create copy tokens of stuff we have. That should be it for the upgrades here. Oh, and of course, it should go without saying, before you upgrade any of the other things here, upgrade your mana base. Always, 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 always upgrade your mana base. Did you hear me? Upgrade your mana base. Seriously, do it. So to upgrade your mana base here, we're going to go back to the regular basics, and we're going to instead throw in all of these shock lands. So this should be enough for us with our ramp package, and also because we're going to throw in real actual fetches. So that means we're going to throw in the ones that will get out our actual fetch lands themselves. So we have, of course, throwing in cards like Arid Mesa, Bloodstained Mire, Misty Rainforest, Prismatic Vista. You get the idea. It's basically just going to be all the legit fetches that'll help us get our game plan. We're still going to keep in, of course, our fixing for our elementals like Unclaimed Territory, Secluded Courtyard, and Eclipse Realms. Keep the Demolition Field for non-basic land hate. We'll throw in Cavern of Souls. So now this means when we use this, specific creatures we cast will be uncounterable, at least for when that land is tapped. And of course, the World Tree helps us with fixing a lot better than we currently had. Oh, I forget to mention, speaking of fixing, we're going to throw in Chromatic Lantern as another 3 mana rock, just to make sure we, of course, fix for what we need. But otherwise, that should be mostly it, everybody, in terms of upgrading this deck. So let's give this version a shot here in the format. Let's see how well it does, and hopefully we can keep everything just absolutely ridiculous. But okay, let's see if we can keep this going, everyone. Let's keep these good times rolling. We honestly only really lost like 1 legit game, so it's been nice. We've been doing pretty well so far. All right, let's set this up.
It's time to
locking it in. Let's do this. Okay. So, oh, I forgot to mention, like, if you want to keep all of these tap lands, you can. You don't have to, but I like them because of the flexibility of the protection. So that's the reason why they're still here. Alright, so from here, we'll play our Glacier. It's tempting to use the Fury at certain points with Go Shintai, but time it ideally when you have Ashling out. Oh, for the Worship. Alright, Joy. Okay, Swiftfoot Boots, that'll be good for later. So let's just get our ramp going. Alright, and then we'll pass here. So, let's see. Twin Flame Travelers. Ashling can come in. I think we should be good from there. Weaver of Harmony. Alright. So, this might be... Let's see. Exile a card from our hand. Okay, so I think the best way we'll do this is Ashling coming down. We have a Swords to Plowshare, so that is good. Okay, so... Hold on. Get rid of that. That's probably our biggest threat right now. Pass turn. Okay. So... we can bring this down next turn and hit a lot of stuff if we want. Okay, Goshen Tide is coming down. Okay. So in that case... Ooh, nice. We got a Binding of the Old Gods. Okay, that actually helps us out a chunk here. Play this tapped. Binding the Old Gods. Say goodbye. Goshen Tide out of the way. 2 bad opponents. So this does help us out with ramping, at least. But otherwise, let's see. Opponents? Do you put it back to your command zone? Maybe? I mean, if you want to leave it in the graveyard, that's totally cool with me. Ooh. Oh. Waiting it out. Let's see. Opponent thinking. Contemplating everything in life right now. Okay, so they put it back in the command zone. Okay, so I guess we'll just get a free swing in here. Nice. Okay, down to 25. Still at 24. Let's see. We can Cavalier of Thorns next turn if we want to. We can also Twin Flame Travelers as well. So we have options for things. But it looks like there's a swing. That's cute. Ooh, Risen Reef. Okay. So we definitely have plenty of ways we can make things work here. Let's see. I think we'll Breeding Pool. Tapped. So from here, Twin Flame Travelers. No value yet, but that's okay. It's literally value train versus value train here. Can our Ashling out value shrines before they go off? This can literally go either way. Okay. If our opponent does start going off, we do have a Fury in case. Okay, nice. Okay, so it looks like it might be Fury time. Okay, got the Stomping Grounds. That's cute. Let's see. So let's play Fury. At least Twin Flame Travelers gives us basically a Wrath here. Okay. Oh, hold on one second. No, actually, no. No, that does work. Okay. That does work. Okay. It took me a second, like, wait, let me do the math correctly here. Okay. There we go. Everything's off the field. Our nice little rat. That's cute. Aw, opponent. Already? Aw, you were probably salty about that one. Okay. That's fine. Elemental, still doing it, everybody. Still doing it. I'm good. Feeling good about this one. Oh, jeez. Dang, I've been coughing now for like almost like a month. Maybe I should probably get to a doctor and check that out. Oof. Okay. Health questioning aside. So, question for everybody, and I probably will ask this tomorrow night, or maybe it's going to be Sunday. I haven't decided yet, depending on how my schedule looks. We're going to do a unique stream. Spoiler alert. Our next stream is not going to be a Magic the Gathering game. We're actually going to be playing something completely different in response to Ninja Turtles dropping soon on Arena. So we're going to have a little bit of fun with something else, just to kind of mix it up a bit. I've been meaning to mix it up with some other games, so that's the reason why. Don't worry. I'll go into depth about what I mean in a bit. Okay, Birds of Paradise. Okay, sack Misty Rainforest. Let's get out... What do we want right here? We already have the Overgrown Tomb and the Water Grave. Okay, so that means we probably should get out Stomping Ground, or no, maybe Temple Garden? No, we need red and... Get red, blue. Okay. Tapped. Alright, we'll go with that. Sentry Shelter. Okay. Tap there. Dawn Bless Pennant. On Elemental. Okay, gives us our nice little life gain shenanigans. So that helps us buy some time. We're playing Yenna, so that means it's going to be enchantments for days. We just need to get around their enchantments. Swiftfoot Boots, that's cute. Let's see. Put you right there. Ashley coming in. We did take 2, but we will gain 1 back, thanks to this. Alright. Okay, so Champion of the Path can come in. We have to exile or behold Elemental. Okay. Take damage there, but that's okay. Champion of the Path. Exiling our Sandman. Gain life. No attacks yet. So... once we can personify... I think I'm going to try to personify Champion here, so it just comes in on its own. That should work. Okay, now we definitely have to exile it. Okay. So... oh, but that means we're going to lose the Sandman, too. No! Okay. Dang opponents. You playing hardball here. Okay, opponents. I mean, losing Ashling here and making it a 3-3 is annoying, but not the worst. It's okay. We can still get around it. So let's see. Mountain. Get Kahira ready. But we'll wait for a second here. So our opponent thinks they're being really cheeky with this game plan, but it's okay. We have a plan. We have a plan. Overlord, okay. They're making their tokens. Joy. Oh, just you wait, opponent. If I get a Sunderflock, you are going to be so in trouble. But until then, swing opponents? Nothing, I'm guessing? Okay, personify. Champion. Okay, gain some life. Okay, ping our opponent for 1. Okay, so Kahira. Swiftfoot boots. For now, we'll put the boots on the champion. No attacks. If we don't get our Wrath in the next turn or so, most likely we'll be dead on this one, because without Sunderflock or without a Crippling Fear, our opponent has the edge against us, especially with that Overlord of the Mistmoors. If they swing, though, at least we could recast Ashling if we need to. Okay. So for now... Okay, Strengthen the Harvest. Oh. Oh, no. Okay, opponents. Oh. Alright. Oh, looks like they got us there. Wow, we got cooked. Swing, opponents? Yeah. Okay, fine. I guess you got a sneaky win on us. Ah! Wow. Out of nowhere, too. But okay. It's okay, everyone. Sometimes you win some, sometimes you definitely lose some. But it's okay. Shaking it off, not a huge deal. We'll just bounce back with the next one. So far, so good, though. We have still been getting a pretty good win rate with this deck, both the budget one and the non-budget one. So I can't complain too much. I do feel pretty good about this deck overall. We will definitely talk about how we feel overall at the end of this live stream. But until then, let's see. So we got the Cavalier, Flame Braider. Okay, that's cute. We have enough lands so we can actually get the Cavalier to do its thing. But it really doesn't do too much unless we actually get some cheap elementals to recast. Let's see. Can we get there, though? I'm hoping we can. Okay. So, keep it in hand. If nothing else, Cavalier is just a solid creature with lifelink. Okay, opponent. Playing Toph. That's percentage roll, okay. Do I worry about that now or later? Play the Arid Mesa first off. So we have Emptiness, which is also nice. Emptiness might help us a little bit. I would like to get the Ashling first, though, but we'll see. We'll see what our opponent is going to try to do. They are starting to get their artifact lands. Take the hit. Down to 24. Okay. Sacrifice, Arid Mesa. See, what do we grab? We need a black source. Definitely need a black source. Maybe. Unless our opponent has something else to say. Opponents? Okay, there you go. Alright, so... let's get a black and red source. So we got our Blood Crypt. Okay, Null Drifter, that'll be great for later. For now, though... Flame Braider. Braiding all the flames. So depending on what our opponent does here, so that gives us 1, 2, 3, this will be 4. Not quite yet. We have what we need. But having Flame Braider stick on the field should be a nice way to help us just start filling out our plan. Okay, nothing about it? Okay, nice. Okay, so we got the Hallowed Fountain. We'll get out Ashling now. Opponents? Ooh, they got Secret Tunnel. Okay. We'll play our... Give our opponent a free card. Okay, opponent, take your free card. Swiftfoot Boots. Boots. Cool. Okay, opponents. Still got a full hand. Darksteel Citadel. Dryad of Ilson Grove, okay. Annoying, but again, not the worst. Okay, so... what we can do is... how do I want to do this? Okay, Restoration Magic. I'm trying to think of the best way to do this now. How does an Iler... okay, they have to sacrifice a permanent, so no matter what, they lose something. Okay, so in that case then... 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Okay. Can I evoke this for 4? Let's see, that means double white. Wait, no. I don't think I can get the full value off of this. So I think for now... let's do Annihilator. Draw 2 cards. We need more lands. Okay, there we go. Changeling Outcast will be kind of cute once we can get that down. Okay, come on, deck. So at the very least, we can slow down our opponent with something. Whether it's the Stone of Eric. Okay, evoke. Okay, so that does exile. Let's see. And then... Bramble Familiar. Still trying to figure this out. So, I think... that Stone of Eric is really going to be a pain to deal with, but that's okay. I have a way of seeing if we can find a way around that. Okay, what does our opponent now lose, though? Annihilator 1. They have to sacrifice something. I don't think it's going to be a land. If it's a creature, probably would be the Esper Sentinel. But I mean, they don't need the Dryad that bad. Stone of Eric would also be the least painful for them, but that means we can start recurring things. What do you lose, opponent? What you going to lose? Either way, it puts you in a bad spot. Nice. Okay, they took the Stone of Eric. That was actually the best thing we could have gotten. Okay. So we sacrifice again. But we have ways of getting stuff back now. Okay, so we're going to be set here. And he joins up. Now they 5 damage. Opponents. Okay. Let's see here. Decline for a second, because we have a way of bringing it back. Opponents. Okay, so Flooded Strand. Okay. Sacrifice another creature. I guess we could have done damage first off with this, but that's okay. Not to worry about that. Outcast goes bye-bye. Blow up the Dryad. So, no fixing for you, opponents. Okay. And then from here, let's get out... what do we need here? Probably need... a black... white source. Okay, Watery Grave, I think. Okay, Boots on top of the Cavalier. So that's actually a pretty good target for us. Swing here. Alright, gain some life. Okay. Cavalier Knight. We could sacrifice what we need to... oh! I guess we don't need to do any of that stuff. Another victory goes to us. Okay. Still good. Still good. Whew, man. Not too bad so far on elementals and what they're doing, so I'm feeling pretty gosh darn good about this deck. I don't know if someone else feeling so far. Y'all feeling pretty good about this one? I think this one should be pretty solid overall with how it goes. But otherwise, as we're now approaching the 3/4 mark of the stream, again, as if you do miss anything that happened earlier, whether you're watching again over on YouTube, Instagram, or Twitch, don't worry, my fire friends. There's multiple places you can recatch the replays, so if you missed anything, that'll still be up for you guys. I try to at least put copies up everywhere, so that way anybody can watch my stuff from any location. Looks like we're playing against Toph again. So let's see. Can we do this once again? We'll play Prismatic Vista. Get out at least one basic. Okay. I think we should probably get out a white source. That probably would be our best one. Okay. Get a plains. Nice and easy. Okay. Opponents. Anything else? Maybe. Okay, so they do stack the wafers. Bobble. Bobbling away. Okay. Cool. Eclipse Realm. That's nice. So we'll put that down. Naming, of course, Elemental. Signet also comes in. All right, we're also getting our ramp going. Do they cast Toph now? No, they don't. Okay. Terra Symbiosis. This is fine for now. Chromatic Star. That's cute. Oh, there we go. Binding of the Old Gods. I'm about to ruin this man's day. Okay. Terra Symbiosis down. This does mean that Toph can come in for free now if they want to, and they do. Alright, so they have a land. Sort of. They earthen one. They Misty Rainforest. We will get out our own lands here. Tap. Play the Misty Rainforest. Let's see. How do we want to do this, though? I think we'll play Biza. We won't get cards off of that, but we do get some creatures. Take some damage. We will get out Hollowed Fountain. Toph goes bye-bye. Nice. So if they sack the Chromatic Star, they don't get any value from that until Toph comes back in. 6 mana, though. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Okay. Unstable Obelisk. Ooh, interesting. Okay. Wowie wow wow, opponents. Trying to get a little fancy there. I see what they're trying to do, though. Okay, creatures get Death Touch. That's nice. So, Ashling. We came here for more Ashling shenanigans, everyone. So, let's see if we can do this. Risen Reef. Come on, deck. Ooh, Fury. That's not too bad. Swing with the Biza. Chromatic Star dies. It comes back. They do get a card off of that. Annoying. It's not the worst. Mossborn Hydra. Lumbering World Wagon. Okay. They get a land, but that's not a huge deal for us. Okay. Double the counters. So, for this turn here, we need to start evoking. That's what we want. So, first off, we will Fury. This is actually going to be good here. This is going to be good. Because we need to blow away their whole board, because we cannot allow them to survive. Alright, 1. Oh, that's indestructible. Okay, hold on. 2. Okay. Nice. Okay, get another thing off of that. Ooh, actually we can do this way. Okay. I got another idea here. So, copy. Draw 2. Copy the Fury. Draw 2 cards off of that. Oh, this is nice. Okay, opponents. Take another copy of Fury. All the damage there because unfortunately we cannot deal with the Thornlight Bridge. That's okay. We're just trying to get value at this point. I mean, that's all we can do. Battlefield tap, that's nice. Okay, not too bad. Good turn. We will, let's see. Well, I guess, They can't crew it, so. Okay, free damage. Obviously, they need to block the Fury. We have also a realm sketching if we need it to be. So, opponents. Okay, they ping us. And they sacrifice some stuff. They draw some cards. Ping us. Down to 22. Still a ways away, but that's okay. We do have Null Drifters if we need those as well. Off coming in again. Alright, and they turned on their things. Acre Wellspring, that's cute also. They draw another card. Okay, so I think our next turn, probably we'll see if we can get Risen Reef to go off. Or we also could. Ooh. That's not Earthbended, though, so we can get rid of that. Okay. Gone, but that's okay. Bramble Familiar. Okay, so from there, how do we want to do this? I think copy the Risen Reef. Now we can get some more value. Come on, deck. Elementals. There we go. Ooh, nice. We got the Crippling Fear. Okay. Oh, this is the best card right now we could have gotten. I'm about to ruin our opponent's day here. Elementals. And that does take care of that. So that's gone. Too bad, opponents. All right. We're looking good. They do get to draw some cards, which is fine. But what's important is we're getting our swings here now. Down to 15. All right. Okay. Still feeling it. Bristly Bill. That's fine. That's cute. We don't mind that. So far, our pile is somehow still getting our victories here, so I'm feeling really good about this one. Opponents bring back Toph again. Should get more expensive, though. I will say that. Still going to be a ways away. Unclaimed territory. All right. Elemental. So, let's see. How do we want to do this here? Let's evoke. Okay, draw 2 cards. Ooh, Wistfulness is nice. Okay, value train going. Let us blow up. What do we want to blow up here? Toph goes bye-bye again. So it does help us out a bit. Changeling. Okay. We're going to get more value right here in a second. There we go. More land shenanigans. Okay. We get to reuse that. And then let's see here. We will... Wistfulness. Okay. The value the value just keeps going. Unstable Obelisk. So now that threat is gone. Draw more cards. Oh my god. Yeah, the card draw is so crazy with this deck. Sack again. Free copy. Thank you. Oh man. We have all the ramp in the world right now. Oh, this deck is just so hilarious. Okay. So, coming back down to earth for a second here. We will swing and swing. Now we have way too many cards in hand. Opponent, do you block? If we can get down to Twin Flame Travelers next turn, it's basically game over. I think we pretty much have this one set too. We got a victory coming up right here, right now. Oh, jeez. That hurt. Okay. Opponents, Yeah, their opponents? I mean, if they try to cast Toph again, that's going to be like 10 mana. Oh my goodness. So that's like what? Do they have 10 mana? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. Oh, they do have 10 mana. Huh. How about that? Okay, opponents. A decision must be made here. If, however, we do manage to get another turn here, Twin Flame Travelers alone will provide us enough value we should be able to beat our opponent down. If not this turn, next turn for sure. Next turn, we could definitely blow away our opponents. Don't get me wrong, I do love Toph. She can be a very, very fun and powerful card, but I'm sorry, opponent. Our elementals have been overwhelming you, and there is nothing you can do to stop us. So this has been pretty nice. Okay. I think also we could get more value with the Bramble Familiar too. So I mean, we got plenty of options. We just got all the time in the world. Opponents, you there? Or are we gonna get a free hit? Still got another tick on the clock there. Anything, opponents? Opponents. Yoo-hoo! Opponents! Hello! Hello! You there, opponent? Did you want to go get a snack? Are you salty? Did the Amazon package driver just drop off your cards? Anything. Come on, show me you're alive. No? Okay. I mean, free damage. Feels kind of awkward doing it that way, but okay. Alright, I guess we pass the turn here. Okay, we have to discard a card. What do we discard that we don't need? I guess the shell. Actually, probably don't need the Fluorohedron. Okay. Okay, so opponents. Where are you at? I'd like to know, opponents. Where you at? Okay, so while our opponent is, again, contemplating life like I do every single day of my life, again, for those of you that are curious, small spoiler for tomorrow, we're going to see if we can try to do maybe a Ninja Turtle themed game. So this is actually going to be one of our few bonus streams we're going to try to do. It won't have anything to do with Magic the Gathering, but if you guys don't mind that, please join me while we play a little bit of Ninja Turtles, and we'll talk about turtles in general if you want to. I just want to, again, try to mix in moving forward now. I want to try to see if we can mix in some bonus streams that when I can, that'll just exemplify, you know, hey, we can do much more than Magic. Don't get me wrong. I do love playing Magic the Gathering. Love playing it with all y'all. But I'd like to see if we can do some more fun stuff outside of the game. Okay. Well, it looks like our opponent wasn't there, but okay. A win's a win, I guess. I mean, either way, we were just going to blow them away no matter what was going to happen there. So, I'll take it. Okay, we're definitely getting our wins in today. Lots and lots of them. Deck feels really, really good. Man, maybe we are running hot, but I'm happy and satisfied with it so far. I will leave a couple notes again that I'll remind you about near the end. But don't worry. We'll definitely cover this deck in depth once we get near the end of things. So, while we're doing that, okay. See if we can get our next game home going here. All right. Opponents, what do you got for me? Okay. So from here, we have pseudo ramp. We may not need the Fill the Profane. If we can just go off with tokens. Oh, there we go. Okay, so we got the Risen Reef. I think we'll be fine. We'll be fine. So let's see. We need a green source / blue source. So it might be the Mystery Rainforest just gets us. Get us the Breeding Pool. That's probably the best bet. Okay, Breeding Pool. Finding the Old Gods. Always loves to see that. Okay, so for now, do we have a 2-drop we can play? No. So in that case, Fill the Profane. Tapped. Dawnblessed Penance. Named on top of that. Okay. So from here, I guess Caretaker Talent might have to come in first. Again, slow hand, but that's okay, everyone. We've had plenty of explosive starts, so I'm not worried right now. I just want to get everything to go off. Oh, actually. Summon Fenrir. Sorry. I'm going to blow that away. Too bad. They're playing Boomy. We actually never built a Boomy deck. I wanted to, but we kind of ran out of time. Okay, got a fracture. That's cute. Sorry, opponents. No ramp for you. Down to 24. Okay, so for here comes Boomy. But we also have an answer for him too, so it's okay. We still got time. Okay, opponents. Anything else? Anything else? Prismatic Crystal. So we got to get a red source now. Get out our mountain. All right. Nice. Ooh, Catharsis. That's not too shabby either. But first, Boomy has to go bye-bye. Okay, he's gone. And this does help us ramp a little bit more. So little by little, just incrementing value, everyone. Value time. That's all we got to do. 7. Okay, Boomy coming in again. Makes another earth-ended land. That's fine. We will dig out a... Let's see, what do we get here? I think we'll get out Temple Garden. Tapped. Okay, so for here, it's time for us to see if we can have this go off here. Let's see. Can't do Risen Reef just yet. Gain the life. Changeling. Gain some life. No attacks. Let's see. Whenever Boomy deals combat damage to a player, untap all lands you control. Only land creatures. Okay. Whoa. Ugh. Okay. Opponent here is... Oh boy. They found a good combination here of cards, and we are... we're looking bad here. Chomping Changeling, I guess. So Boomy gets in a hit, and then he gets a swing again. Dang. Wow. That is frightening. Dang. What a combo there. Okay, well, I mean, it was bound to happen sooner or later. I mean, hey, we were riding high for a while, but that soon, well, I knew we were going to get blown out by something. But wow, talk about a good combo there. Kudos to you, opponent. You found a way to make Boomy really, really scary. But okay, it's all good, though. Let's go ahead. Let's continue on. We're looking at probably about maybe, what, 15 more minutes in the stream, everyone? And then we're going to be ending it. But I still appreciate all of you who have been here with me today. Even if you weren't chatting, if you've been watching, whether it's on the replay, you're again lurking, I still appreciate all of you out there. Don't feel like you are obligated to be in the chat. I still appreciate anybody that checks out my stuff. If you really want to support me a little bit longer, check out any one of our other videos. It doesn't have to be live streams from the past. It can be any of our shorts, any of our booster pack openings, any of our previous deck techs. And I really appreciate you guys showing a little bit of love, spreading that around for me. All right, so looking at the clock right now, depending on these next games, I'm looking at maybe 1 or 2 more from here. Let's see what we got. All right, a little slow, but it can be worked with here. All right, we'll see if we can make it work. Okay, ooh, command tower, that's good. But first, let's get the Mace Sea Rainforest out. We'll go from there. All right, opponent, what you got? Giada, all right. Sacrifice Mace Sea Rainforest. So I'm guessing we're probably going to need... What do we need right now? Get the breeding pool first off. Tapped. Cavalier Dawn, that'll be good for later. Command tower. Brush Fire Elemental. Swing. We're going to wait for a moment with Fury. I want to see if we can get to Ashling. And then maybe we should be good to go there. But if we cannot get that third land, then we're kind of going to have a clunky moment here. Let's go be an angel. Okay. A Mole Drifter. Dang it. Okay. Dang it. I didn't want to do it this way, but I don't have a choice. Okay, so Fury. Evoking away. That hurts, but it has to be done. 2 each. They're down. Angels are out of the way. Not ideal. Definitely not ideal. But I have to keep them off the field for now. Boots coming down. Another poke, I should say. Okay, down to 23 opponents. Giada coming in again. Okay, we got a Blood Crypt. A little too late there. Landfall. We will play Ashling. Down to 20 opponents. Okay, so from here, if we can just get one more land, I probably... Dang it. Okay, we're going to try to see if we can blow it up. If we can blow it up, then maybe we have a shot. Scroll absent. Okay. 20. Okay, mana leak. That doesn't help us out now. Okay. Come on, deck. We have plenty of lands. You can't do this to me now. Please don't do this to me now. Doombringer. All right. Mana leak that. Okay. Still trying to hang in there. Prismatic Vista. It's better than nothing, I guess. Sack Prismatic Vista. Let's get out a white source. Up there. Visa. Gain some life back. Big swing. Okay. Down to 14. We're doing what we can to keep these angels in check. Enlightened Tutor. Yeep. That's not good. Okay, so what you gonna dig out, opponents? What will they show us? It's gotta be one of the big angels. It's gotta be one of the 5-drops. Oh no, Celestial Vault. Oh, it's an alchemy card. Boo, opponents. Disgusting. Okay, they gain life. Do they swing? They do. Okay, so Farseek. Well, I guess we don't have a choice here, so we will get out Godless Shrine. Get a little pump there. We'll swing with Biza. Down to 15. Still at 19. Okay, so game plan right now. Beautiful Valkyrie. Okay. That's going to get huge quick. Okay. Get back Ashling. Maybe we have a shot here. Okay, so with that, Creeping Trailblazer. Alright, so... Farsight gone. Ashling returns. They do get at least one small thing off of that, which is annoying, but it's not the worst. Do they block? Yep, they block with the Golem. Oh, they block with both. Okay. Well, the Golem can go bye-bye. Okay. So from here, game plan. If we can pull this off, maybe 3 steps ahead. Oh, Righteous Valkyrie. Okay. Ugh. One of the hardest cards to have to fight. Down to 5. Okay. Not doing too hot here. We could try. Hold on. Let's see here. Copy there. Righteous Valkyrie goes bye-bye. He's behind a token. That's... okay. Swing here. Down to 11. But that's not enough. Okay, I guess our opponent got us on that one. That's a shame. We tried to do it what we can, but it's okay, everybody. Not a huge deal. We'll shake it off and just move on. Okay, so the next one here. Win or lose. This will be the final game for today's live stream, everyone. And I want to say thank you to everybody who did show up today. Whether, again, it's live or on the replay. I appreciate all of y'all. But let's see if we can go out strong. One more game, everybody. One more game. After that, we'll go over the wrap-up of this deck. We'll talk about the good, the bad, and the ugly. And then from there, we'll then kind of give you a little sneak peek as to what's going to be coming up. I mean, I don't really have much to really say, only just because I realize I can't really work on any decks until the actual next set drops. But I'll still talk about, again, what we're looking at doing. So don't worry. We have that at least to say. Okay, so with that, all right, opponents, how much more longer? see. All right, here we go, everyone. Locking in for one more game.
It's time to
Yeah. All right. Okay. Feeling it. Feeling it. Feeling it. Okay. So, okay. We could definitely get an explosive turn if we just ramp out everything here. So we got the command tower. Perfect fixing. Atraxa is a scary card. I should know. I played her many times. But let's see if we can get around it. Okay. They're getting their Triome out. That's fine. Eclipse Realm. Naming Elemental. We will play Flame Braider. Alright. So, we're going to try to see if we can go off here. Ramp and growth. Okay. They're also getting their ramp on. That's fine. Alright. We got a mana leak, so that'll be good for later. So from here, what do we do? I think Ashling comes in. So we'll start going wide here. Voice of Resurgence. So if they start doing stuff on our turn, hopefully we can make some elementals to make up the difference. But okay, right now, we're wide open. If our opponent has a big move right now, now is their time to make that big move. Okay, opponent Swamp. They got their perfect fixing, so they actually can cast Atraxa if they want to. We'll see if they do, though. Opponents? Opponents? Opponent, yoo-hoo! Hello! Okay, so Atraxa is coming in. Proliferate for no value, but that's okay. Ooh, Misty Rainforest. Okay, perfect. So now we can actually get our Binding of the Old Gods to do its thing. So from here, we have the black source, we have the green source. Okay, so I guess Breeding Pool is going to be it. Too bad, opponents. No value for you there. Denied. Aw, opponent, you already gave up? You folded faster than a wet napkin in a rainstorm? Okay. I'll take it. I mean, it is technically a win, so it's all good. Nothing flashy, but hey, that's pretty much going to be it for today, everyone. So let's actually now go over the decks themselves. Let's talk about the good, the bad, and the ugly for our 5-color elemental deck. And holy cow, I was satisfied with these both. Honestly, wow. Even on a budget level, actually, wait, I picked the wrong deck. Hold on one second. Back it up, back it up, back it up. Back it up. Oops, all elementals, everybody. What do you think? Would you play this deck in any way, shape, or form? I think it pretty much feels really good as is. I'm pretty satisfied with how it turned out. Even the budget one feels pretty gosh darn good. I would definitely recommend this if you're a person that's a fan of 5-color decks, if you just like goofy piles of everything, this is definitely fun. Having said that, if you want to tweak it, I mean, you can tweak it too if you want more protection for the deck, if you want more counter spells, if you want to tweak and add in more wraths. Do whatever you feel helps you make the deck your own. I will definitely say, though, it has a pretty decent balance between value and card draw, spot removal, wrathing. There was actually quite a bit today we were able to show off that really makes the deck shine. I will say, though, the biggest weakness, of course, the deck on a budget, of course, is that you're at the mercy of whatever you can kind of cast. Because if you're a 5-color deck, know that sometimes you're not going to have the right mana at the right moment. So we've had only a couple of moments today where we had clunkiness with that. So be aware of that with a deck like this. Do not skimp on your lands. Keep, again, the maximum amount. You want to try to shoot for 40 lands. If you want to tweak this a little bit more, I would say maybe add in a couple more basics and kind of shape it to basically fill out whatever you need to. So in our instance right here, if you look at our spread, and this is a surprising one too. This is one of the few times our spread actually looks almost even. Maybe if you want to tweak it, you probably could chip away 1 black and then maybe add in 1 more green. I don't tweak it too much here because even with what we have, you have plenty of ways of fixing for what you need. On top of that, you also have plenty of options for mana dorks for the deck. So you have Tinkle Florahedron for more green. You can use your Flame Braider, and that fixes you perfectly. Your Chandra's Embercat also does the same thing. So you actually have plenty of ways. If you can get Risen Reef to go off with some copies, the deck definitely goes explosive and goes out of control quickly. So keep that in mind. Overall, though, both decks, upgraded one, definitely the upgraded one is so strong. Although it's actually really ridiculous. I think it's actually going to cost you like $500, $600 if you want to play this version in actual paper. So it's whatever you want to do with it. You actually don't have to, again, use Kahira. If you get rid of Kahira here And if you actually want to tweak around some stuff, hold on. So the other card I know someone mentioned earlier, but we didn't put in, was Roaming Throne. Roaming Throne is not compatible with a companion. So if you keep Kahira, you cannot play Roaming Throne. Keep in mind that. If you want to get rid of Kahira, throw in Roaming Throne for some more shenanigans. Definitely a solid card. Has its own built-in protection. Once you pick a creature type, pick elementals, and then just go to town. So FYI if you want to do that. But realistically, I don't think we actually needed Roaming Throne to actually get our value. But if you want to do it for stupid, ridiculous reasons like I want to, that's all good. If you can't afford Roaming Throne and maybe you want to throw in something that's similar but also a little cheaper, you have a couple other options. So other options if you want to just do some more things. I can't spell the whole world. Anyway, it's Panharmonicon, everyone. So if you want more value, Panharmonicon gets you tons of value for the deck by, again, giving you double triggers. If you don't want that, other cards that can help you just go nutty. Okay, do we have it in? Oh, we don't have an arena. I thought we had Conjurer's Closet, but I guess we don't. Other cards that can help you just double and trigger stuff up. Let's see. This does kind of put you now in the awkward realm of not elementals, but if you want to, you could use Thassa's Deep Dwelling. This, again, also provides you with more exiling shenanigans if you want to do that. If you want to get value that way, go for that. But those are recommendations for you if you want to play with it as is on a budget or just non-budget. I mean, you could definitely tweak it a little bit more and get some silly value from the deck. Don't be afraid to evoke stuff if you need to. You're going to get so much out of it. But otherwise, that's pretty much it for that, everyone. Now, as far as what's going to be coming up for the remainder of the week, well, obviously, we're going to be working on some Ninja Turtle decks coming up soon. So I'm looking forward to that. We'll be definitely going over what you voted on in the poll. I can't not remember words right now. But yes, in the poll on YouTube. If you haven't already done so, vote to let your voice be heard. Looks like right now it's going to be Mikey with +1/+1 counters and mutagens. So that's going to be our first deck we're going to be doing first. As far as the first live stream, I'm still not sure yet because I'm still trying to play around with and theorize what I can do with Ninja Turtles. So we'll wait and see on that. As far as other decks beyond that, so for our Basically series, we will, of course, keep going with that. We have a Basically Obira deck that we're going to do. So that'll be part of our Basically series of deck techs that don't have any rares or mythics. Beyond any of that, we're going to save most of the other ones for when we get to Strixhaven in April. So we're going to have a Basically Killian deck, a Greta deck, of course, and also a Tatyova deck. Unless something else pops up, these will be the best ones that we're going to look at, and that should be wrapping up the 2-color combos on ultra budget. Then finally, we'll then go over the 3-color super budget commander decks that I recommend for any beginners and budget players out there to build. But that, of course, will come maybe later into the summer itself. We got a ways to go until then. There's going to be so many cards that are coming out. Otherwise, my only other thing is, as I mentioned, if you didn't hear earlier, so our next live stream, we're planning on tomorrow night or maybe even Sunday afternoon. But again, as a reminder, that is going to be actually a Ninja Turtles themed video game. So we're not going to do Magic for a day. We're going to just take a nice little break and kind of refresh our brain with, something a little bit more fun and casual. So if you want to join me for that, or if you can't, I'll have a replay up, of course, for that later on. But otherwise, that's going to be it for today, everyone. One more final shout out again to everyone that was here with me today. So final shout out to everyone that was in the chat. So thank you to Slade Smith for saying hi, and Tevier Cox, thanks again for popping in. Grandpa Hillbilly, appreciate you always being here. I know it's a little bit late on your end there, but thanks again for popping in. Curtis, thanks also for popping in for a little bit there. Sorry we couldn't get the Roaming Throne to work, but if you want to throw it into your version of Elementals, go ahead and do so, my man. More power to you. Sneaky Toilet, I already know you're already gone, but thanks again for popping in and saying hi just the same. Always appreciate that. And of course, I see, of course, on other chats, I see Cookie Chan that popped in and said, give me a little bit of luck. We did get a lot of good luck today, Cookie, so hopefully you see this and hopefully you see how much we did awesome today. We had a lot of fun with this deck. So thanks again for popping in as well. And all of you, of course, even if you don't want to, oh geez, I'm having a cough attack here. Ouch. Okay, where was I at? Oh yeah, to say, finally, one more final time again, thank you one more time to everyone that did pop up. The whole replay will be up here, and I'll put in all the details for everything else, links and everything else if you want to see and be part of our growing circle of fiery friends. Be part of that, everyone. But otherwise, that's it for today, everybody. Thank you again. We're going to be heading out for today, and I guess hopefully you'll enjoy the rest of your weekend. If you're out there for pre-release on Ninja Turtles, please let me know how that goes, everyone. If you like it, if you hate it, if you feel clunky with it, I want to hear your honest opinions. I'll probably ask that over on my socials. So catch me on X. I'll probably ask for a poll over on YouTube there, wherever you can find me. Let me know again. I want to really know the honest truth about how Ninja Turtles release went. Have fun out there. Be safe. And we'll get a chance to do this again soon. But one more final thing also. Sorry, I'm just rambling here. But one more final thing I do want to say before you all go, everybody. One more final thing, I swear. Just remember that no matter what you do play in the game of life, always be sure to burn bright. We'll see you again later this weekend, everybody. Later.